What's up guys, it's me Kaluchi back with a new video, and today we'll be talking about patch 9.10 AD carry tier list. So this tier list will be based upon my personal opinion and it's not really based on the general state of the AD carries. That being said, I will put in some AD carries based on their general status, on how strong they are, but most of it is my own personal opinion. I'm gonna show my op.gg from my Smurf that I've been playing with for the last 2 weeks. So you get an idea of what I'm talking about when I'm talking about some of these champions. Give me 1 second. Let's go over here, and yeah, here we are. So as you can see, I'm spamming Kai'Sa lately because she's been really fun, especially with the new build. I'll be talking about that more when I come to her, but so yeah. I made this account 2 weeks ago, I think 2.5 weeks, and it started with Bronze 4 and now I am Diamond 4. I'm gonna talk a little bit about which champions I use the most to be able to carry and why I think these champions were able to actually carry. So let's get the tier list. We'll start with C, B, A and then S. So first we have C, Kalista and Kok Mao. Well, Kalista has been out of the meta for quite some time right now, if we look at solo queue. And Kok Mao wasn't really that great either, and especially after that Gunsho's nerf, I don't really think that he's the best pick you can pick right now. There are better AD carries that will do his job. Moving on to the B tier, we got Varus, Jinx, Sivir and Xayah. So when we take a look at the pro play, we see that Varus is still being picked very often. That's true, and pro play is pretty good. But in solo queue, I don't really recommend him that much right now, because I think there are other AD carries, like Ashe, who perform his job better. Now Ashe doesn't really deal as much damage as Varus, but she does have that ultimate that can stun people. And in solo queue, it's much easier to just press R on one champion that gets stunned than with Varus, in my humble opinion. We can see that on my stats as well. Ashe is actually my highest win rate champion with 72% with over 25 games, and that's just only because it has that global taunt. Whoever hits, their whole team will focus that person, so that's really good. Moving on to Jinx. Jinx is actually pretty decent, but she needs either to get really farmed up to deal damage or need some kills in the early game. If you don't get either one of them, I think she's she's not really falling off because she will skill, but you don't really have that impact that you want with her, with the chompers. Chompers, I mean the explosive bombs on her Q. And yeah, even for, I think there are better AD carries that perform her job better. If we're gonna look at hyper AD carries, I think we have Twitch, Caitlyn and Tristana, who are a little bit better, but I'll be talking about them later on. Then we have Xayah, actually a champion that I really love to play. I play her a lot, but I just can't seem to carry with her right now. Even if I win laning phase, it's just really hard to win and close out games with her. That's why I placed her on the B tier. Now moving on to A tier, these are the champions that I think should be picked right now if you cannot pick an S tier champion. So we got Miss Fortune, interesting pick, very strong pick. I usually pick Miss Fortune when I'm against, for let's say Draven, because against Draven, for me, the only way to deal with him is to out damage him, which is almost not possible with any AD carry. So I pick Miss Fortune with quick burst trades and try to push back a little bit in the laning phase. And she does that pretty well, especially with that new build, play with Ruined King into lethality. Early game strong, mid game strong, late game she falls off a little bit, but still strong pick. Then we have Ashe. I already talked about Ashe, why I think she's good. She can be quite of a lane bully because of her range and the slows that she has. And on level 6, yeah, what's up? Like always, I got interrupted again. But I have to know, so that's very good. Great. Moving on to Vayne. Well, Vayne was S tier in patch 9.9 and before that, but ever since her nerfs and the Gunso's Rageblade nerf, I've placed her in A tier. Also, I suck with Vayne. Even if I win lane, I still manage to mess up in team fights. She's just not my type of champion, unfortunately. But really great AD carry for most other people that are not named Kaluchi. So then we have Jhin. Jhin is strong, one of the strongest, and especially with the new build, the triple EA. I really like that build on him because late game he deals just so much damage. I crit over 1.6k at sometimes, so that's really insane. Also, he's a very good laner. He's not especially a lane bully, but his laning phase is pretty strong. I struggle a lot when I'm against the Jhin, so yeah, definitely a good pick. Moving on, there is Lucian, and unfortunately I could not play Lucian on my Smurf because I didn't have the champion. The account was freshly made, so I didn't really have enough blue essence to buy him. And I don't really like Lucian as much as I like my other main champions. The next one I did play a lot, Tristana, and performed pretty well. As you can see, I played 14 games and 71% win ratio, which is pretty decent. The way I play Tristana is just try to take my tower, then try to take top lane's tower, then mid lane. And I'm repeating that cycle of only taking objectives and don't really fight that much. In the laning phase you are pretty strong, especially at level 2. You can just all in, press your E. If you get slow off, then it's almost a guaranteed win. Besides that, yeah, really good hype carry, especially for late game. Next is Caitlyn, lane bully, out pushes you, and yeah, just a strong AD carry. When I think of an AD carry, I usually think of a champion like Caitlyn or Ashe. Standard AD carry, not too hard, pretty easy, and yeah, good damage. Then we have Twitch. I don't like Twitch, so we're moving right on to S tier. I'll be starting with Draven actually, and then I'll move on to Ezreal, then to Kai'Sa. So Draven, I do not really play Draven that much for the past couple of weeks, but I do know that he's very strong. Usually when I'm against him and he gets 1 or 2 kills early game, it's pretty hard to stop that guy, especially if your team doesn't have the CC to stop him or falls behind. Then it's really a nightmare to play against. Also, when you play Ezreal, I think it's obvious that you go Ninja Tevice and Respawn Gauntlet when you're against Draven, even with the new build that I'm about to give you. And yeah. Moving on, Ezreal. So Ezreal is my most played champion right now. I played 60 games with a 67% win rate, and yeah, of course he's my main, he's my favorite champion, and I just love to play him. This new build, the AP build, really works wonders with him. Since the double tier got nerfed, I don't build anything else besides this build, so I made a video actually about it. It was a video uploaded before this one, so be sure to check it out if you want to know which build I'm talking about. It's a hybrid build, to be honest, not only AP. And then we're moving on to my second most played AD carry of all time, which is Kai'Sa. And Kai'Sa has this new build. And this new build, let's see, is mana immune into Gunso's, into Nashor's Tooth, and then it depends on the game, but I usually go Luden's or Rabbidan's Deathcap, and I finish with the Hextech's Gunblade. Hextech's Gunblade because it gives a lot of sustain back that you're missing out on. Because in this build you don't really have sustain, you don't have life steal or some sort of spell vamp, which you usually would have with other builds. So yeah, at the end I finish off with Hextech's Gunblade. Whenever she's open I pick her, as you can see. Otherwise I pick Ezreal or different AD carries like Ashe, Sivir and Xayah, or Tristana. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if it was a informational video or not. Thumbs up if you think it was, thumbs down if you think it was useless. Also, let me know in the comment section below which champion you think is the best right now, or just let me know your top 3 so we can see what the community thinks about AD carry spot right now. Thanks for watching, guys, and I see you next time.